Hi friends, I am super excited to be with you today and go over our new bracelet. We've been making at least the main base part of this today. In your package, you will receive your hemp, which we warped in the last video, and you'll either receive one of the handmade beads by Trish or a brown wooden bead. You get to choose. And then you'll have a mix of colors in a similar palette as to what I have here in front of me. It could be slightly lighter, like this one. So there's two palettes we have. We have the darker palette and then the lighter palette. So that's what we will begin with. And today, I think I'm going to use my blue wildfire. So I really like using wildfire for beading. And we're gonna use a blue color to kind of go with our theme. In my original one, I used white, and in today's, I'm gonna use blue. So you wanna take and measure this out, and you wanna start out with a lot. I do about 2 arm spans. So 1, sorry you can't see this off camera, but 2. So I take it and measure it with my arms, and then I come in and I cut it. So that's the blue wildfire, 0.06. And then a little trick I've learned in beading my needle, threading my needle, not beading my needle, is to take my pliers, which are right next to me, and you want to take the end. Oh, I've got a bad end on here, so I'm going to go back and give myself a cleaner edge, cleaner end there. Make sure you have a clean end to do it. Okay, see, it was kind of not clean, so this particular wildfire is really thin, but you want to take it and you want to squeeze down the end, and it makes it really easy to go into your beading needle, so, or your jewel loom needle. Jewel loom is slightly longer. As you can see, I use my needles a lot, so this one's a little bent and a little out of shape, but I have my magnifier over here, sorry. Take a moment to get this threaded. All right, let's try a different one. That one looks a little completely done. Over time, you just need to use new needles because the ends get a little out of misshapen, particularly where the hole is. Sorry about that. I had to find a good needle, but see how flattening it helps it go in a little bit more, and then you can pull to get it through. So the jewel loom needles are longer than your typical needle. And then I like to take my end, so find the end, and tie it off on my project. And I usually do it, see this hole, somewhere between the hole and the top, the grooves up here. Now I'm using my mat, and that helps my loom from not skidding all over the place. But some people do various things. They put tape on the back, or there are different ways to have your loom to not be going all over the place. So I just tie a double knot up here, and later on I would add glue to it, or burn it down with a thread zapper or thread burner. Okay, so the first row is usually really close. So as you can see, we're going to start with 1 bead, then 2, and then come up to 3. So I like to weave it through to start it off up here. So at the beginning, it will be more difficult with all the extra thread, but it'll get easier as you go along. So with your package, you'll receive the pattern for making this. So this came out on the loom this way. So you'll either start with this filled teal or this light blue bead. So you're gonna put it on the needle, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna not get stuck on stuff on your table. I got stuck on my pliers. That's the downfall of starting with a long wire, but I like it that I don't have to weave a new wire, but it's fairly easy, and at some point I will show you how to do that. But you come along and you just pull. So I put the thread starts out underneath your warp. All right, so I'm going from left to right. So the first step is under the warp, and then this one you're gonna, even though there's all that space for the first bead, I pull it tight. And now I'll take my needle and I will go through the bead over top, on the top of my warp. So if you can see that, we're on the top of the warp now. And so I hold my bead and once again just kind of pull the thread through. For our next row, we're gonna do 2 beads. Okay, so in my bracelet, we have the clear green, and this one we're going to do, we have this green and we're gonna do the darker green. So you'll either have one of these 2 colorways. Hopefully you can see me okay here. So now we thread on 2. Look, I'm underneath the warp, okay? The pattern I'm gonna give you is good for about a 7 1/4 bracelet. So I hold my hand here, and it really helps with the thread coming through nicely too, rather than, oh, come back, Mr. Bead. So you wanna push the beads up in between the 2 warps. And you push them up, and you take your needle and you go through the top. So once again, you start on the bottom and then you go through the top. And I got caught on our kit over here. And all our beads got mixed up. And now we're gonna go to our 3 beads. So now we'll take our 2 green, no, one green, and then it's going to be one of these light blues, which is replaced with these clear ones here. Okay, so the clear blues, and then another green. Oh wait, the whites, sorry, had that wrong. The light blues stay the same. We're doing this teal replaces. So if you, depending on the colorway, so this would be the same as the white, and then this would be a green, but it's a lighter green. So it's a darker green in one color scheme and a lighter green in the other. So once again, so just the beginning takes a little while to pull everything through. Making sure you don't have any kinks. And then you're up to 3. And that's where our pattern will be, is at 3. So once again, you put the beads up in the middle, and it'll get a little easier after this initial one, and then you weave through the top again. I like to hold them in place while I'm weaving through the top. Right now it's a little difficult because we're extending the size, but as more and more gets added, it will get easier. Okay, and now the next row we'll do the 3 green across the bottom. So you will receive a picture of the pattern, and you can choose to do it any way you want, but you will receive 28 of this solid teal, or a different, or the light teal, and then you'll receive 25 of these greens, or the light green. You'll receive 28 of these guys, or the white, and then you'll receive 19 of the light blue, plus I will be sending an additional 4, so that's the amount you need for the pattern, and then I'll send an additional 4 of each color. So you can change it up a little, but that's the main beads that you will receive, means amount. So you get 16 extra beads, so 4 of each color. So you are welcome to change up the color scheme and how your pattern plays out. So underneath first, and then weave through the top. So you're weaving through the bottom first and then the top. So the rest of it is just doing the pattern.
And the 16 extra should be enough to calculate what size bracelet or anklet you would want.
So for the rest of this, you can just follow your pattern, and I'll come back and I'll do another video on how to add in your shells and how to take it off the loom and add in your button. So just go ahead and follow the pattern. It's just 3 of one color, then 2 with a new color in the middle, and then the pattern works itself down. And make sure, if you have any questions about sizing, please don't hesitate to make a comment or let me know, and make sure you subscribe and save. All right, thanks for joining us today here at Mountain Knit Creations Queen Beads. Have a great day.